Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Olympic Ice Arena for today's Division II women's action between the Ohio State Buckeyes and the RMU Colonials. I'm Cade McCrory, alongside me Billy DePue. And for this team, for RMU, getting better as of late. Had a tie against Mercyhurst last week and absolutely destroyed RIT. As for Ohio State, they beat RIT really badly as well before coming here to RMU. But let's focus in on the goaltending matchup tonight. Alyssa Deal for RMU, her third game of the season, rocking a 4 goals against average, 862. Some really good games out of the young rookie. And as for Ohio State, what do we have in net for them?
Yeah, Kaden, we got Savannah Sipp tonight, 4-0 on the year, saving about 95% of her shots.
Really good.
She's having a phenomenal year. Let's take a look at some players that we should probably watch out for this game. We'll start with you, Kaden.
So Danielle Carroll back in the lineup for RMU. Hasn't played at all yet this season. She's kind of getting some games here and there throughout the season. Her and Michaela Bettner both taking some time away. Both will come in scarcely, but she was a dominant player last year. Had 18 points, 12 goals last year. Really a force to be reckoned with, as well as Amara Maurice, having already 6 goals. 4 of those in the RIT game. She's had a remarkable start for RMU.
Yeah, and then when you head over to the other side, someone to watch out for this Ohio State squad is number 12, Avery White. 11 goals on the year so far. Added a dime in there as well, so we're at 12 points on the year. Watch out for number 12 tonight.
11 goals, 12 points.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. That's definitely something you do not want to see have the puck on her stick. And there's another thing with Sipp. She's a rookie. Alyssa Deal, she's a rookie. So a lot of young talent between for both sides here tonight, though.
Yeah, I'm very just eager to watch both of these teams. There's a lot of players on each squad that have some really good point totals so far, I just said that like 3 times. so far in the season. But both goalies, despite that, have been playing phenomenal. So it will be a treat to watch both of these teams play.
Kind of forgot to mention this in the opening introduction, but this is RMU's first game on home ice this season.
There we go.
So it takes until the beginning of November, but they finally get to go on home ice. We're going to send it over camera-wise, and then we see Ohio State right in front of the camera here, and RMU all the way to the back as we get our introductory lineups from Mr. Philip Baczynski in the penalty box. Wearing the red and black jerseys, a common nice look for Ohio State. Abby Cox going to start at forward for Ohio State. Abby McLaughlin along with Avery Wright, the other 2 forwards for the Buckeyes. Colette Janik and Robin McCausland to start on defense for Ohio State. And as mentioned, Savannah Sipp, wearing number 31 in net for Ohio State. And now the RMU lineup under head coach Jim Napoli. Becky Shook getting the start on forward. Taylor Plunkard, the freshman, at forward. As long as the sophomore, Erin Cecilia. Captain Medved on defense, along with the assistant captain, Amara Maurice. And Alyssa Deal getting the start in net. And we do get an Arctic Foxes junior start of the game. It's something they did a little bit last year, and cool to see them bring that back again this year. Now we'll send it over to the wonderful anthem singer of the RMU Colonials, Mr. John Tucci. We'll be right back. Always great stuff there from Mr. John Tucci, Bill. I know it's only your second game doing work here for RMU, but it's always good to hear.
Oh man, I gotta tell you, Caden, first time, tears to my eyes. Mr. Tucci went on and had a beautiful rendition for our Stars and Stripes. Did it once again. I was a big boy this time, Caden. No tears for me.
Gotta make sure the waterworks to stay in check. You gotta take the sunglasses off for that one.
I had to, man. Like it was just getting a little too much. Once again, thank you, Mr. Tucci, for the wonderful rendition representing our Stars and Stripes. Always.
Every game, I always feel like it's a fear factor when you have Tucci. RMU knows what's coming. The other team does not. So they're all caught off on guard before the game starts.
It is something, Kane, I got to tell you. And they say that home field, home ice advantage is not real. Well, if you're an Ohio State women's hockey fan and this is your first time and you're not here right now, you will soon come to understand what home ice advantage is, especially with Mr. Tucci on the mic.
For the Buckeyes, though, looking to continue their perfect season here today. 4-0 to start. Looking to improve to 5-0. RMU only has 1 win on the season. Looking to improve that number in divisional totals. Is for home opener, they got a really tough task ahead of them.
Yeah, no joke here with this OSU squad, especially just looking at their record. They're 4-0, and this is going to be an exciting one to watch.
Puck down, and here we go. Buckeyes and Colonials underway here from the Olympic Arena. Medved will work this one back to Amara Maurice. As mentioned in the opener, Maurice 4 goals against the RIT Tigers 2 weekends ago in a commanding victory.
And she's adding on now. She has 6 goals on the year so far with that 4-goal victory as well.
Only had 9 all of last season. So already making her presence really known here in the goal column. Second team all-player last year was Amara Maurice. Colonials looking to go through center. Cecilia gets that puck knocked off of her stick. Buckeyes have to touch up. Colonials regain. Along the Colonial bench, Shook tries to get there. Shook led all women's players in penalty minutes last year, and I believe she's in the top 5 again this year. And there's a shot coming in, saved by Alyssa Deal.
Yeah, that's something that they're going to have to clean up, especially her moving forward.
Shot comes from way out. Sip's going to control the rebound on that one and gives off to Colette Janik. Janik makes a move around 1, now 2. She got some room to work with. Pass goes forward to the captain, Allie Caskey. Caskey comes in, fires. Deal makes the save. Going behind the net. They're going to drop that one around the wall. Shot from out wide, hits off a Colonial in front and goes wide of the net. Amara Maurice, I think, got a piece of that one. Through the middle. They look to go back off the stick of Whitaker. She's going to pull this one up forward. Whitaker just going to throw that one down. Did she have the center line? And she did not. That'll be an icing, I think, just off by a couple inches. But for Whitaker, she got to take her time on that one.
Yeah, very close call there by the Stripes. Kaden, one thing I want to talk about really early on is just visually what we see. This Ohio State squad is a lot bigger physically than this RMU team. So we're going to have to see quick entry points from this Robert Morris team and just evasive, so to speak.
Buckeyes win the draw. They're going to go all the way back to Sydney DeMarco's shot, sailing wide of the net. Going to retrieve number 11, Riley Robinson. Played in previous years, took last year off. Back again now for the Buckeyes. Hasn't had a point yet this season. DeMarco skates this one. She's going to take it off the skate of number 17, Lucy Vidmar. Vidmar plays it toward the Colonial bench. Now will enter the zone. Vidmar looking. She's going to fire one from way out wide. Stuck away there by Alyssa Deal. Nothing too crazy in front of the net yet of Alyssa Deal. Makes her job a lot easier.
Yeah, I will say this, though. This RMU squad's got to get a little more possession time. They've kind of been stuck in their own end and got to get a little more of an attack on the forecheck, as we're seeing right here.
Here's Danielle Carroll from out wide, shot and stopped by Sip. Rebound is there. Whitaker shot and stopped by Sip. Into the corner. Whitaker couldn't prevail. Vidmar looks to go around her own net. No Buckeyes there. Coming down with some speed is Carroll trying to apply the pressure. Gets a hold of that one for a moment, and now will squeak out, and the Buckeyes look to clear, but blocked away by Kaylee O'Gay. Maurice collects it. RMU only playing with, I believe, 3 defensemen, so you're going to see 16 and 8 out there a lot for RMU.
Yeah, it's going to be quite the interesting rotation between those two, and starting to just really see, and that's why it's important that, and imperative that they get out of their own zone early.
The Buckeyes holding it down low. They're going to go behind the net, off the stick. Couldn't corral the pass on that one. Working down is Janik. Janik goes to the backhand. Has someone wide open. Shot comes in. Stick in the lane. Deflected wide by Deal. Buckeyes circling. They're going to try to go through the slot. Look for the shot going out wide. They're going to drop that one back. Angrimson throws it down low. Shot from way out off the stick of White. And sailing wide. You can see they're looking for Avery White on this play, Bill. They really like that shot.
They also, I think, they have they have Abby Cox right in front of the net, applying pressure, looking for that deflection as well.
Through the middle, taken away by Whitaker. She's going to send this one the length of the ice, and that'll be a clear-cut icing on that one, and RMU is going to be stuck with those players on the ice with the no change.
Yeah, you can see early on, Caden, this Ohio State squad is doing a really good job of applying the pressure on the forecheck. As we mentioned, they only have 3 defenders, RMU does, and that is going to be a problem in the long run if they cannot get out of their own zone and put some shots on the other side.
Correction, 4. I forgot Danielle Carroll on the line. So still 4, still not a lot.
Yeah, that's not a whole lot of depth in the defensive department, no.
Shot in front, bouncing around. Deal gets a hold of 1-2. Nice job by her to get down and take away those couple of shots. Freshman looking really strong in her 3rd game of the season. Here's a shot from out wide, goes off of Deal's pad and wide to the corner. Looking to go up high here to Sydney DeMarco. DeMarco shot through traffic, hits the lane, and cleared for the moment by Whitaker. And now the Colonials get some speed moving forward. Cecilia tried to dangle, lost possession of it. She'll go hard into the corner. Behind the net met by 2 Buckeyes. Plunkard from out wide, off the stick of Cecilia, trying to dig for it. And now some hacking and whacking between Cecilia and Robin McCausland behind the net. I don't know if they just didn't like that extra whack, I don't think, Billy.
No, I don't really think they did. And it's kind of warranted, you know, getting some shots on net there from RMU, that is good. That's exactly what they need, some good shots as well from Cecilia.
Off the draw, Shook shot rebound is there. Sip gets a hold of it. McCausland all over Cecilia on that one. And Cecilia will put that one behind the net. Met by Cecilia again. Shook goes back to the point to Carroll. Carroll off the bench, and it looks like it hit a Buckeye player. With that bench being a little bit shorter than the Clearview Arena, there's more possibility that it does go into the bench or off a player standing there.
Yeah, and this was all made possible on this possession right now. It is currently brewing because of Erin Cecilia. She's doing a really good job of applying pressure around the boards behind the net and also getting shots on net as well.
Whitaker's unit on. She wins that over to LePage. Back to the point to Carroll, walking the blue line but kept alive. Off the stick of Vogel, and now a chance the other way for the Buckeyes. Turning away with it. They're going to try to go through the middle. Stuck, broken in there by Hannah Vogel. Vogel up the corner, off the stick of LePage, trying to go through the feet. LePage looking to kick it out. Whitaker in to help, looks for that final clear. She got it, but the Buckeyes defense waiting at center. Dancing away is Abby McLaughlin. She's going to carry this one up herself, going up the left boards. McLaughlin turning, fires towards the net. Deal takes that one away. McLaughlin loses it for the moment. Into the corner, Whitaker. Around the net for Danielle Carroll, met by a Buckeye chance in front. Wide open chance, shot comes in, wide of the net off the stick of Riley Robinson. Carroll looks to clear. Angrimson looked to keep, cleared out of the way. Whitaker is in a foot race, not enough in the tank, and that'll be an icing against the Colonials.
Yeah, you mentioned Caden, Alyssa Deal, first season here on the squad. Hasn't really faced any, valuable shots, so to speak, but early on she has looked really good. Her positioning as well has looked phenomenal and has really shut everything down thus far. If
it is your first time watching one of these games, we did not have an ice cut between warm-ups in the first period, if you guys did notice when we started the stream. And there will only be an ice cut after the first period. The second and third will kind of flow right into each other. We'll take a break at the end of the second, probably just catch our breaths and be back in probably 30 seconds-ish. So they're just going to keep on rolling in this one. Only one real intermission to go and grab a drink or some popcorn or something in between.
And Caden, it's interesting. I think that's really a gift and curse for these players. Whoever's up in that time, I think will really just be able to carry momentum right into that third period, and that would be huge for either squad.
Looking to go back with it is Angrimson. Through the middle to McLaughlin. McLaughlin has some room to work with. Comes down, fires a shot. Deal gets a hold of that one and makes the stop. Cox down low to now going around the boards to Avery White. White going up high to the point. McCausland shot towards the net pad, saved by Deal. Probably north of at least 8 to 9 shots at this point here.
Yeah, so far nothing. Ohio State has had, as there's a deflection shot there, a little battle in front of the net, Caden.
Looking to clear this one out, getting it off the wall, but kept alive, and now squeaks its way out. White just couldn't hold that one.
Yeah, as I was mentioning, Caden, Deal has met a deal of shots so far. And Ohio State has really held that pressure up until this point, but she has done a phenomenal job of really just shutting everything down so far.
White looking to go coast to coast. She has some help with her. Goes across to Nicole DeMarco. Shot comes in. Blocked away. Plunkard looks for the clear. She's going to airmail this one. Through the stick. That will avoid the icing. Cecilia racing down. That puck's going to work its way out. Plunkard will be the first to it. Plunkard in front of the net. No one home on that one trying to hit Cecilia. Plunkard. Met by 2 Buckeyes. Now 3 trying to get this puck off of her. No Colonial help on that one. As it looks, 2 Colonials run into each other between Shook and Plunkard. Looking to wrap around, but Shook almost running the hammer on that one, lining up her hit. Through center ice now, the Buckeyes recollect. Met there by Medved. Up to Plunkard. Throws this one to the corner. Cecilia down to chase. Working up against Colette Janik. Janik wins that one. Through center, picked up by DeMarco. DeMarco by herself with the Buckeyes changing. Still has possession, though.
Yeah, DeMarco, great job keeping possession there, especially on the line changes as well. Very important and imperative that she held on to that puck, and she did.
Vidmar will work her way behind the net. Looks to go up high. Has Robinson. Crosses with her. Robinson back to Vidmar at the blue line. From the top of the circle, shot comes in, blocked away by Medved. Behind the net to Maurice. Looks for the clear. She's just going to hold this one, now go around the wall, and looks to take it up. Through the skates, but all the way down here is Plunkard. Icing is avoided. Plunkard by herself. Looks to go up high, but no help. And picked off once again by the Buckeyes.
It was a great effort there by Plunkard to avoid that icing call and also get a shot on net as well. They need more of that, this Robert Morris squad.
DeMarco, Sydney that is, took it herself. Hits that one wide of the net. The Colonials look for the clear through the skates. Buckeyes recollected center. Almost picked off there by the trailing Colonial and Plunkard. Through center, Whitaker has some room. She enters. Throws that one wide of the net of Savannah Sipp, who has only seen probably less than a handful of shots to this point. Maybe that's a little bit of the reason of the 945 save percentage, because their defense has been that good all season long.
Yeah, they're pretty deep, a lot much deeper than Robert Morris is, as there's another save there by Deal. Back to what I was saying, this Ohio State squad definitely has a few more defensemen than this Robert Morris squad. 7 to Robert Morris's 4 to be exact. So you'll see that for most of this game, this Ohio State defense will stay fresh, and that is their goal, is to get Sipp as less amount of shots as possible faced.
Angrimson from out wide. Shot comes in. Deal gets a piece of that one. Behind the net, the Colonials look to clear. Carroll skates away, looks for the pass. She's going to go up the boards, and LePage has to get on her horse, but back to retrieve is Ashley Angrimson. The assistant captain will take it in front of her own netminder. Gives it along the boards. Maurice will pick that puck off. Maurice waiting for LePage to get on, and now dump it in. Maurice takes her good old time over at the blue line to fix the equipment issue she had. Skating away is Colette Janik. Sends that one through center, tape to tape. Working her way forward. Pass comes in. Backhand attempt. Deal gets across. Rebound, and Deal sprawling out to make the save, robbing the Buckeyes on that one.
Yeah, Avery White, you can kind of see why she has such success so far with 11 goals on the year. Created a great one-on-one opportunity with Deal, and Deal was just there. She did a great job. She faced the backhand and completely shut it down.
It's been quantity and now quality chances from the Buckeyes, but number 1 for RMU, proven to be worthy of the numbers so far in this game. Now a forward pass, 2-on-1 for the Colonials. If they stay on, they do. Cecilia looking, fires, rebound in front glove, save by Sip. Cecilia loses that one, lets that go to Shook, goes for the front of the net, couldn't get the pass through. Looking to clear it out to the Buckeyes. Through center to Keller. Keller works out to the left. Throws that one down low towards the net. Deal gets across and makes the save, and some pushing and shoving. And who else but Becky Shook involved in that one?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to avoid here. Being in the top 5 in penalty minutes is not necessarily something to be proud of, Caden. Sometimes it is warranted,
yes.
I will say, especially when you want to protect your goalie, who is playing phenomenal so far. But for most times, it's not warranted.
Here's a shot rolling in off the stick, going wide of the net. And for Shook, had a 10-minute major last year for sticking up for her teammate. Of course, one that she might want to have back for some other issues in that game. But she's known as someone who does not like to take a ton of crap from other teams.
Yeah, and as I
some of it unwarranted, some of it is warranted. I mean, that's just the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, as I mentioned, sometimes people like her, that's good for a squad. You know, you have someone who really doesn't care about what that looks like, and there's a shot on net.
Beautiful wrister there from Nicole DeMarco for her 11th of the season, going glove side on deal, and it's 1-0 Buckeyes.
Yeah, that was pretty much just a one-on-one right there, Caden. Excuse me. DeMarco had the opportunity. There was no defense in front of them from this Robert Morris squad, and DeMarco cashes in on the first goal of the game. It is 1-0 Ohio State.
11th of the season. She had 18 last year, so it's another one besides White that you definitely got to keep your eye on in terms of total goals throughout the season. Colonial's looking to bounce back, had a really good chance down there with Cecilia and Plunkard. Just couldn't capitalize on that one.
Yeah, Sip did a good job on that last possession, jumping in front of that puck to Plunkard. She definitely had an opportunity for the good old one-timer and just could not get the pass.
Official goal reads Nicole DeMarco, her 11th of the season, assisted by Ali Kasky and Riley Robinson, her first point of the season, as Sip makes a save there on Whitaker.
Yeah, Whitaker, nice little opportunity there, just a wrist shot. And as you mentioned, Caden, as the game goes on, quality does take trump over quantity, but when you don't have a whole lot of success, as RMU has not, in the shot category, quantity definitely is an important factor.
Buckeyes work this one down behind the net. Looking to clear this one out. They go about past the blue line and looking to turn away with this one of the Buckeyes. Send this one off the wall. Turned over. Carroll trying to work through center. That gets stuck away. Carroll's going to do that a lot for this game. She's going to try to take it up herself. Buckeyes collect at their own blue line. Look to go through center. They got a pass. Bounces off the stick there of Abby Bushin. Bushin works along the right wall. Tries to go underneath. Taken away by the stick of Whitaker. Looks for the clear. Kept alive at the blue line. Bouncing puck. Ends up working its way out to White. White comes in and fires and goes over the glove. A beautiful shot by Avery White to make it 2-0, her 12th of the season.
Yep, Caden, we mentioned her name earlier on in this matchup. And there it is. Just top bin wrister there from Avery White, and she's going to make the score 2-0 for this Ohio State squad against Robert Morris.
I think that pretty early on you got to realize 12-6, you should not leave alone with that much space because they're going to pick a corner every time they have a chance to.
Yeah, and Deal is really just, even with the shots on net so far, she's really just been one-on-one with Ohio State opponents on those shot attempts. And unfortunately, there's not a whole lot she can cover. You can only cover so much of a net. And the result of that is a 2-0 lead for Ohio State.
Cecilia couldn't get a hold of that one. A nice opportunity from this top line again for Coach Napoli, but couldn't provide more than one opportunity on net in front of Sip. Into the corner goes to Abby Cox. Cox gets hit away from that one. Colonials look to clear. Met there. Shot comes in, hits off the post, almost took a Buckeye bounce underneath the pad of Deal. Working to the backhand, goes to the forehand now is White. Sends it into the corner. Back to White up top, lets that one go through, dangling in. Shot opportunity comes in, Deal with the stop on McCausland. Looking to clear is Maurice. Now to Plunkard. Forward it goes, past the blue line. At least they can get that out of harm's way for the time being. Shot from way out wide comes in. Deal makes the initial save. Chance in front. Buckeyes changing behind the play. Colonials couldn't take advantage of that one. Pass cross crease. Deal makes the first up. Make it 2 in a row. And with 5:39 to go, it remains 2-0 Buckeyes.
Caden, I'll put it this way. Deal is getting peppered right now. We'll put it that way.
Yes.
I want to see Robert Morris not only get it out of their own defensive end, but to really make an attack and go get that goal that they so desperately need with 5:39 to go in this first period.
Off the face-off, Carroll looks to move it forward, tied up along the wall. The Buckeyes work their way down. Working in front of that, shot comes in, save made from Deal on the attempt from Nicole DeMarco. Into the corner, 4 bodies collide, 2 from each team. Out with it come the Buckeyes, look to work their way up high. At the blue line, walking it. Sending it down low, shot attempt fanned on. Danielle Carroll got the stick in there. To the blue line, bouncing puck. Kept alive by Sydney DeMarco. Sends that to Kasky, who sends that around the horn. Behind the net to be picked up by Nicole DeMarco. DeMarco working her way around Vogel. Looks for the wraparound taken off by Carroll. And now Carroll along the wall to Michaela LePage. LePage through center, bouncing puck, turned over again. Buckeyes stay on side. They're going to go for at least a pair of changes on this play. Off the skate of LePage. Hits that off the wall. Buckeyes collect at center and will send that one right back in. Colonial's really stuck in a defensive zone here.
Yeah, they really can't get anything going here. Mid-line change, this would be an opportunity to do it.
Here's Kaylee Ogie. Works her way down. Gets her stick lifted on that one. Out with it come the Buckeyes again. Haley O'Donnell has some space. She works her way toward the benches. Gets across center and keeps it. Entering the zone, O'Donnell from way out wide. Deal with the initial stop and will cover that one up. And that another save to that goal column. You got to think at this point we're probably hitting at least almost around the 20 mark of shots.
Yeah, really early on, Caden, and I think this will really play a factor later on in the game for 2 reasons. One, as we mentioned, this Robert Morris squad isn't very deep in the defensive category. Only 4 defenders on the ice, and also not to mention, as you mentioned, there will not be ice cut between that second and third period.
2-on-1, Cecilia comes down, fires, glove, hand, Sip is there to make the stop. That's the second time in a row we've seen Cecilia elect the shot rather than going over to the linemate and plunkered. And the one reason for that is defenseman playing the middle, taking the pass away so that Sip can take the shooter, and that seems to be a strong suit for them.
Yeah, and they're doing a really good job at it as well, but that's nothing to take away from Erin Cecilia, who still has 2 really good shots on net, especially that last one there definitely had a chance to go in. Just a better save there by Savannah Sip.
Puck works its way towards the blue line, kept alive by Angramson. Sends that one into the corner. Working around the net, trying to set something up. Puck bounces out, kept alive, shot comes in. Rebound by White coming in, and Deal lays down to make the stop with White falling to her knees.
Yeah, Caden again, Alyssa Deal has just really faced a whole barrage of shots, so to speak, so far, and the possession. You know, we don't keep a clock running on possession for both sides, but I'd have to imagine it is 90% Ohio State right now, if not more.
Clearing attempt from Medved just exits the zone as the Buckeyes have to retreat, and they have to eventually get on. Colonials can take possession of it for the meantime. Pass goes forward for Maurice from her defensive position. She's going to enter. Maurice works to the left corner. Holds up. Now to her backhand. Sends that one behind the net. Little miscommunication with the forwards. Ogie could not get there. Chipping down is Vogel. Sends that one off the stick of Angramson, who looks to clear. She does through center off the outlet pass. Abby McLaughlin, right-handed shooter, down the left wall. Goes up high. White dangling. Fires a shot. Way out wide goes that one. Trying to pick the corner again of Deal. Turning to the backhand is Janik. Towards the net, shot coming in, saved by Deal. Taking that one away from McLaughlin. A lot of open space on that chance.
Oh, yeah, it was there, Caden. Deal did a great job of recovering that space because McLaughlin on that left top or even bottom quarter, pretty much the whole left side of the net was there. But to be shut down by Alyssa Deal in just that short amount of time, she did a great job of covering that space. Her positioning is one thing, as a strong suit that I think that she's done a great job tonight so far.
I wish we could do advanced analytics for this stuff because I want to see the goal saves above expected right now on deal. 'Cause
Yeah,
you got to think it's probably in the double digits at minimum right now.
Yeah.
And there's another one right from the point, deflected. Looking to clear away, kept alive by Sydney DeMarco. DeMarco off the feet, rolls up behind the net. Vogel looks to clear, goes to the wall towards Cecilia. Bouncing puck, couldn't hold on. Now at the blue line, chipped down. Cecilia for the clearing attempt. She got it, no icing, as it looks like Sydney DeMarco a little too quick getting back on that one thanks to the pressure of Taylor Plunkard. Through center, DeMarco works toward the Colonial bench to her backhand, now forehand into the right corner. Met by Vogel, chance in front, goes to the blue line. Pass that one back. Clapper shot comes in, blocked away by the Colonials. Off that one, it looks like Shook's in a little bit of pain blocking that, as I think they hit her right in the hand, or somewhere close to that proximity. As Shook goes for the hit and ends up get taken down hard into the ice. And now Buckeye seems to be a little shaken up. I think that's the captain, Ali Kasky. And she's going to go right off the bench, but Shook staying on. As we see physicality starting to ramp up a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, Robert Morris needs to take everything they can get right now. If they need to play a little more physical to get back into this game, then so be it. Take the edge that you desperately need.
Under a minute to go, 2-0 Buckeyes in the dying seconds of this first period. Ohio State looking for one more. Down low is McCausland. Off the hand. Looking for the clears, Medved along the wall. Couldn't get enough steam on that one. Towards the net, hits off the back of the post, I believe. Maurice looks for the clear. Ogie is there. Sends that one down, and that'll just be too much on that attempt, trying to outskate, and then it'll be an icing against the Colonials.
Yeah, that's a tough break for the Colonials. You know, when they send this puck down, I think really what they're just trying to do is just apply pressure on the other end. And sorry about that.
Is it the Dell noise?
I think it was. Dang it, I forgot where I was.
I forgot too. The Dell noise just absolutely took my train of thought away on that. In my listening skills.
Yeah.
Here's Whitaker. We'll throw that one on that bouncing puck. Easy stop there for Sip. No Colonials in the vicinity of that one. Looking for the clear. At the point, Maurice keeps it alive on the first attempt. Goes for two. Could not keep that one in. Now the Buckeyes have a little bit of space here. 5 seconds to do so as they look to go out wide. And that'll do it for the first period of play. Ohio State leads 2-0. Goals from Nicole DeMarco, her 11th of the season, and Avery White, her 12th of the season. But Bill, so this game, they've controlled the shot clock, and they've let up very little defensive chances.
Yeah, nothing at all. Any shot that Sip has faced really hasn't been a high-quality shot. Honestly, Sip has really faced most of her shots, from past the blue line on maybe an accidental dump in or maybe a shot on net. I don't know. But I will say this, if there's going to be a goal from this Robert Morris squad, it's going to come off the stick of Erin Cecilia. She's had a few good shots on net tonight, actually in the zone in front of the net. But as for the defensive side of things, you know, those two goals that were scored by DeMarco and I believe the other one was White.
Yep.
Yeah. There was no defender in front of either of those shots. I think the big thing is to just if you're gonna let them take shots, contest the shots.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing for this Colonial squad.
A lot of open space, something they definitely need to work on. But we'll step aside for the next 10 minutes or so, as we'll step into a quick intermission. We'll be back with the second period of play of the Buckeyes and Colonials right after this. For the second period of play, I don't know if anyone saw that for the 0.2 seconds it was live, but Bill, we got a fun one here. It's 2-0 Buckeyes. Goal from Nicole DeMarco, her 11th of the season. Avery White, her 12th of the season. Alyssa Deals looked really solid in that for the Colonials. So has Savannah Sip for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, and I will say this about both of those goals from that Buckeyes squad. Both were just absolute rippers, just to put it into words. I feel like I use that phrase all the time.
Ripper.
But that's exactly what they were. I really what I want to see from this Colonial squad, and I feel like I'm a broken record here, but I want to see two things. I want to see attack on the other end, which all the shots that they've put on, as we mentioned, you know, quality, quantity, we mention that all the time. They both kind of work hand in hand. We really didn't see a whole lot of quality those limited shots that the Colonials gave so far. So really what I want to see is pressure, and I want to see shots on net as well. And then one more thing, as we mentioned, the Colonials, it's not that they're down any defenders. They just don't have as much depth as this Ohio State squad does in that department. So getting it out of their own zone is imperative, and they have to in order to even stay in this game, Caden.
It's going to be tough to come back, as mentioned in the first period of play. No breaks, really much. Not much, I'd say, about in between the second and third period. You don't get to go back to the locker room. You don't get to talk things over as much. You got about 2 minutes to collect yourself, and you got to get right back out there. So you got to make these changes quick. You got to make them fast.
Yeah, and as I mentioned on earlier in the period, that's gonna hold some weight. You know, if this Robert Moore squad finally gets it going, and say they're, you know, even if it's 2-1 at the end of the period, or a one-score game,
that's ideal.
That's huge for this team. And you know, as you mentioned, we're not gonna have a change. The Zamboni isn't gonna come out. We're not gonna have to go back in the locker room, have this whole production. No, we go right back out and play. So that is huge for whoever is gonna carry momentum into that third period.
I say the ideal thing here, I think, from Coach Napoli to his team, just get one. You get one, you are set. You're not, there's no goose egg on the board. You finally put one past Sip. You finally realize, okay, this goalie is actually beatable. We have a chance to do something here.
And do it early too, man. Do it as quick as possible. So then, not only are you carrying momentum into that third period, you're carrying it throughout the entire second period as well.
Let's see what the Colonials have drawn up with their 10 minutes off the ice as the Buckeyes, as they look to hold on to this lead. Here come the Buckeyes to get things going. Drop pass to the blue line. Angramson going around Shook, goes through the middle, wide open chance. Pad saved there by Alyssa Deal. Into the corner, White. Looks to go back with this one, has some help from the defense. Picked off by Becky Shook. Shook drops it off to Cecilia. Cecilia into the corner, met by Shook and a couple of Buckeyes to turn that puck over. Now Abby Cox down the right wing circle. Shot comes right into the face of Alyssa Deal to make off. I heard a little bit of a clank probably through our microphones on that one.
Yeah, just a little bit there. Good save there by Deal. Excuse me, my papers are flying all over the place. Yeah, great save there by Deal, as we're going to have a face-off in Colonial territory.
Whitaker at center on this one. Wins that over to the corner to Vogel. Turned over, now the Buckeyes collect it. Nicole DeMarco tries to go up. LePage is there, looks for the clear. And Ali Kasky in the lane. Now Whitaker throws that one through center. Skate is on. OJ has a chance to get there. She will. Throws that one behind the net. Buckeyes look to clear it up. Off the stick of Kasky, works that into the corner. DeMarco gets across the blue line. Now has some room to work with. DeMarco out wide. Goes around Vogel towards the net, off the stick of Vogel and wide. Medved looks to be the first to the puck. Gets that one out. Foot race for OJ as he goes down against Ali Kasky. Kasky goes behind her own net. Looks to move up, met by a couple of Colonials, turned over. OJ had a chance, just couldn't pull the trigger on that one. Medved stepping up, caught in the skates. Medved tumbles down, Buckeyes pick it up, and now we'll enter the zone. DeMarco with some room, comes down, fires a shot, and whoa. I don't know, Billy. I think that might have snuck in.
I mean, we kind of have a weird angle over here on the boards, but I kind of thought that was a goal, to be honest with you.
I think that went off the back bar or the back of the net, did it not?
I mean, hey, the Zebras see it better than we do, so I'm not gonna comment on that.
That's something we got to go back and check on. If someone was watching and shoots me a text to say if that was a goal or not, and Deal, I apologize if it actually hit off the post or something. But man, oh man, did that angle that we have here look like a goal?
Yeah, and the thing is that, I mean, we have our headsets on, so that could be another handicap. But the noise too, it you just heard it, and man, I thought it was a goal. It didn't sound like a board. It definitely wasn't the iron. I don't really know what it was, to be honest with you. Anything but a goal.
For the Colonials, though, regardless, I think even if it was a post or the back bar and the referees didn't see it, regardless, you got to be thanking your lucky stars on that
Yeah,
one.
absolutely.
Shook turns it over. Maurice will pick it up. Maurice goes behind the net, gives that one off. Carroll looks to skate it forward, gets around one, works her way through center, now to the right side, entering the zone. Carroll dangles another one, works down. Carroll to the backhand, towards the net, stopped by Sip. A couple Buckeyes getting down to take away that lane. Cecilia looks for a chance behind the net, turned over to the Buckeyes, and now here they come through center. Body comes flying down. Carroll takes it out for a moment. 3-on-2. Out wide. Shot comes in, blocked away by Maurice. Into the corner. Looks to go up high to the point. Going to send that one right back down. Maurice takes the check. Loses the puck in the process. Back up high, this one will go all the way past the Buckeye defenseman. Cecilia in a foot race doesn't have enough in the tank, and that'll be an icing against the Colonials.
You know, Caden, you see a little bit of an adjustment from this Buckeye squad. These defenders are playing a little bit deeper because really the Colonials' offense is really just based off of a very simple system called dump and chase. That's really all they've been able to get going as of an attack, and you'll see that these Buckeyes defensemen are literally sitting on the blue line, if not deeper, just to make sure that there's not any deeper play.
Someone did send me the replay. Thanks, Andrew Keel, for sending me it. It was off the post. From our angle, it went off almost the inside of the post. Almost. Not for it to count as a goal, but that one does count as a goal as a just off-edge balanced puck there. Sneaks the way in off the stick of number 9, Abby McLaughlin, her third of the year.
Yeah, that's the definition of right place, right time. I mean, that puck bounced around. I cannot talk right now. The puck bounced around in front of the net a little bit and found the stick of Abby McLaughlin, and she's going to add another goal for this Buckeye squad. 3-0 now in their favor. Almost
4-0 as mentioned, as we were talking about prior. The post saving the day on that one for Alyssa Deal. And this Colonial squad working down to her knees, almost sneaking its way through off the stick of Avery White, looking for her second of the game. Back to the point. Shot comes in, blocked away. Rebound comes out. LePage looks for it. Goes off to OJ at center, and that's taken right off her stick. Buckeyes have to touch up, and they do, and now enter. Through center, trying to walk around 5 Colonials. Right through the middle is Abby Cox, trying to go with a wrecking ball technique against these Colonial defenders.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's a bad approach, to be honest with you, Caden. I mean, as I mentioned earlier on, this is a little bit more physically gifted Buckeye squad, so to speak.
And that's Medved's taking that physicality up, and that'll be an interference call against her as she takes down Gracie Keller in front of a deal. Colonials look for the touch and will get it off of Vogel, but Medved, the captain, will sit 2 for interference. And the puck was going around. She was trying to get around Medved. Medved was just having none of it and threw it to the ice.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Caden. That's quite literally what happened, and Medved's going to serve 2 minutes for that. And now we have a Buckeyes power play that they so desperately need, Caden.
I guess for the defenseman, I guess from Medved's point, you don't know where that puck is, so probably whoever else was on defense plus the deal has to say, hey, puck's gone. You know, don't finish your check.
A little bit of communication, yeah.
Of course, we can't hear the best, but I assume might have been a factor in why Medved continued on that one, but a good dump here for the Colonials to start this penalty kill. Buckeyes looking to work up. Taylor Plunkard really applying the pressure on this one. You don't see penalty kills like this have all 4 players beyond the face-off line working their way down with this pressure.
And I don't know if that's just an approach because they're down and you kind of have to play up regardless of how many players are on the ice, but got to respect the pressure there by RMU.
Maurice with the clearing attempt. That'll go the distance all the way down and kill off another bit of chunk of this clock, down to 1:15 to go on this power play for the Buckeyes.
You know, Caden, if you kind of look at this as a glass half full type of person, this is kind of a good thing for RMU. I mean, you can dump the puck without getting an icing call.
Yeah.
So
rest up.
Exactly. So yeah, you're down a person on the ice, but this could be that little bit of recuperation that this team needs.
Plunkard has a chance. Gonna look to dump it towards center. Had Carroll all by herself on the right side. Could have hit her for a breakaway. Elects to just throw that one on net, but not a bad idea. Still gets that puck down, but same penalty kill unit still on. Coming back is Cecilia. Goes up against the boards against Angrimson. She'll work her way behind the net. Carroll Gets her to stop, goes around, wide open chance, and a save by Deal. Clear is there for Cecilia. All the way down, and now all 4 Colonials, well, at least make it 2, will head to the bench for the change.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Kaden, this kill is still playing really high up. As you mentioned, none behind the blue line for the Colonials. Buckeyes might try to take advantage there to no avail on that possession. They're going to have to regroup.
5 seconds on the penalty here to Medved. Through center, 1 second now. Power play's over. Chance still comes in, trying to go glove side. Almost picked that one off for the Buckeyes. Maurice picks it up, sends it hard up the wall. LePage, 1 touch to Cecilia. Leaves it off for Whitaker. She'll enter. Whitaker comes in, fires one, blocked away. Buckeyes locking down the lane on that one. Now force the turnover and bring it up ice. Through center. Trying to get around Danielle Carroll. She's having none of that and pokes that off the stick. Working to the backhand is McCausland. Puck squirts free off the Colonial stick all the way down, and then icing against the Colonials at 12:38.
Yeah, just something to point out for this Buckeyes squad. Robin McCausland, great transition, might I say. She blocked a shot down in their own end, which has been really the factor of this Ohio State squad's defense so far. And then she was able to basically convert it into a transition with a shot on net as well. That's what's been killing this Colonials team, is just simply the transition that they have not been able to get going on their offensive end.
Chance off the draw, save by Deal against McLaughlin. We said McLaughlin and McCausland. Both players, we've called that name a lot here today so far, on offensively and defensively. Chance comes out for Abby Cox. Looks to work this one down low. Cox to the stick of Carroll looks for the clear. Whitaker's chance denied. Carroll's third attempt blocked away. Vogel collects. Looks to put this one into the corner for Michaela LePage. Gets that around 1 and will exit the zone for the time being. Buckeyes pick it right back up. Through center. Stop there by Avery White. Passes that along. Chance down here from McLaughlin. Out wide comes in. Rebound is there for White. Knocking off the stick was the puck. Just a little too bouncy, and that's also a problem that's going to come in here in this later half of the second and probably for the entirety of the third, is this choppy ice.
Yeah, it will play a factor as a few things, as Kaylee OJ is going to head to the bench. She seemed a little banged up there.
Hopefully she's good to continue. She's definitely see a little bit of wincing and pain over on the bench, and for the Colonials, it's not something you want to see already, down a lot of players from the original opening night roster. So Medved will step back on with her partner Maurice. Cecilia, Shook, and Plunkard for RMU, the top unit, stepping on. Shook wins that one over Maurice, lifting the stick of Caskey. Gets that one free. DeMarco's shot stopped by Maurice. Towards the net, Medved picks it off. Skates this one up herself. Medved loses it. Buckeyes pick it up. Looking for the clear. Still on side of the Colonials. Somehow that was very close to coming off.
Yeah, good possession there by the Colonials. Just really now got to get in and get a shot on net with that good possession hold.
Stepping down is Medved. Buckeyes getting around. They might have a break from this one, but Cecilia getting back. Chance coming in. Shot comes from DeMarco. Stopped by Deal. An extra whack is not taken very kindly from Becky Shook. I don't know, Bill. That was a little bit after the whistle, that little extra jab there into Deal's glove.
Yeah, I mean, first off, great save there by Deal. Just, once again, great positioning by her all night. As far as the little extra poke there, I mean, I don't know.
It's nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy. No. It's what I love about hockey. You know, they let a lot of stuff like that go. It's just part of the game, really.
Buckeyes working forward. They're going to get across the line. Colette Janik. She's going to swivel around the net. Met by Medved, who takes her down. Going to throw this along the wall. LePage going to chase that one down, but also there is Allie Caskey. Caskey gets around 1, gets to about the center. Oh, it looks like we wanted a Windows update. No, we're not doing a Windows update, guys, here. Hold on. And make sure we do not get a Windows update.
Yeah, definitely, certainly.
No Windows updates.
Game, as Maurice is going to clear that. Oh,
almost
man.
had Plunkard in stride there. Now it's a foot race, and the icing is waved off. That was a good battle down to the puck there by McCausland and Plunkard. Medved skating back, gives that over to Maurice. Maurice through center, off the stick of Plunkard. Plunkard applying that pressure still, and now we'll head off the ice. A really good shift for 19 in white, but here comes Maurice. Shot comes in, trickles, but up high it goes into the breadbasket of Savannah Sip.
Hey, I will say this. Maurice puts a shot on net there. Quality shot at that. She got some good power on that. To no avail, though, as Savannah Sip all over that one. And as she's been on all the shots that she's faced tonight for the Buckeyes.
Whitaker on the draw. Couldn't win that one. Buckeyes set up behind their own net. They're going to go along the wall towards the Colonial bench and chip that one out for the time being. Carroll at center wrestling. Comes out to Hannah Vogel of the Colonials. Chips that one almost into the Buckeye bench. Carroll will pick it up with the Buckeyes offsides. Off the stick there, 14 Haley O'Donnell. She'll work her way behind the net. Gets around Carroll. Throws that one up high to the point. OJ in the lane and will clear it out. Now Whitaker steps on her horse. Leaves it off for LePage. LePage, the left-handed shot, goes into the corner. LePage using her body but couldn't take the hit on that one. Buckeyes take it out. Gets around one, now two, and a possible chance the other way here with numbers. Lucy Vidmar wrestles with Carroll into the corner. Bodies back for the Colonials now to help out at least. Possibly the best thing there is Whitaker absolutely takes down Vidmar, but Carroll a little slow to get up after that. Now LePage gets wrestled down to the ice by McCausland coming in, shooting off the hand, and that's an absolute stinger off the hand of Haley O'Donnell.
Yeah, and we're starting to see a little bit of physical play from both sides. It's been on and off. Most of the time, not really there, but it's starting to pick up here with 8:20 to go in this second period.
Almost a breakaway chance. Maurice getting back, though, to prevent McLaughlin's opportunity the other way. Maurice turns that one over to the Buckeyes. Maurice looks for the clear. Takes her time with this one with pressure coming. Has Cecilia, a little misread on that one. And the Buckeyes will get that one right back. Cecilia forces the turnover coming down. Cecilia towards the net, puts it on. Sip makes the stop. OJ down low to roll to Sip, and we'll get the whistle at 7:52 to go, but not bad. Gets that puck on net, gives Sip a little bit of action, and now the Colonials have an offensive zone draw.
Yeah, they do, Caden. You know, I think the transition could have been a little more smooth. You know, we saw a little bit of a miscommunication between Maurice and Cecilia, but the main thing is that now they're drawing, which they did win, and looks like it might be a dump here from this Buckeye squad. Oh, no.
Shook takes it away for the moment. Now it's center Maurice. Quick over to her partner in Medved. Medved getting to center. Sends that through the middle. Will go all the way down into the left corner towards Cecilia's range. Stepping up. Plunkard. Shot comes in. Save made by Sip with Cecilia. Almost getting the deflection on that one just a little too late. But a good attempt again from 19 in white.
And that's what they need. That's all they need, really, is just shots on net here going in. Sorry, there's still 7 minutes left. What am I talking about? I was going to say going into this third period, but
we got some time left to go.
Good thing that there is some time left for this RMU squad. That's exactly what they need, is shots on net.
The knuckle puck from Maurice goes high over the net towards the net, almost sneaking their way in. Maurice keeps it alive. Shot from out wide. Knuckles that one towards. Down goes a Buckeye. Plunkard shot hits off a stick. Rebound is there. Goes wide. Buckeye down, a little slow to get up. Does get to her feet now. Almost playing about 5 versus 4.5 at the moment. I think that was 5 Abby Cox, the one that went down really hard there.
Yeah, I didn't catch the collision there, Caden, but she does definitely seem a little banged up. She's still on the ice, which is definitely a good thing. As that's also a good thing as well, that the puck is going to be stopped by Savannah Sip.
That's one thing I've noticed both from Maurice and now Plunkard on this one is almost the knuckle puck. That rolling puck that catches some air to it. And maybe it's something they've seen with Sip in warm-ups where maybe she isn't as strong on the glove side, maybe with deflections or something like that coming towards her way.
Yeah, and that puck picks up speed really quick when you get it on a knuckle like that, Caden, and it is a very effective shot. it's going to be, oh, no, it's going to find its way out.
LePage with a good chance in front of Sip. She stands tall, prevent the chance coming her way. Buckeyes pick it up with some speed. DeMarco works her way in, loses possession of it, picked off by Vogel, looking to clear Caskey. Down to DeMarco. Comes out in favor of LePage. She'll dump it to center ice. McCausland circling back with it. Gives it off to her partner. Now coming in stick from Carol Whitaker. Stick comes in. Now OJ will pick it up at center. No icing. Perfectly had the line on that clearing attempt. 6 minutes to go in this one. 3-0 Buckeyes. Colonials have had a couple good chances here in this middle of second half frame. Vogel with pressure coming. Sends it towards the wall, but no bounces giving off of that one. As Vogel wrestling down to the ice without her glove and her stick. I don't know how you play with only one glove and one stick. She wants a call. Referees aren't going to give it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little surprised there, but.
Oh, good deflection in front right there from Gracie Keller. Her 4th of the season from a shot up high from the point. And deflections like that, they're hard to read. And they put that one top shelf over deal.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier on, Caden, this Ohio State squad is a lot more physical. I'll put it this way, physically gifted, so to speak. They're a little bit of a bigger squad. And you see it right there off the deflection, and that's the only reason that deflections work is the battle in front of the net. And it was shown right there, and it's going to be 4-0 Ohio State.
Colonials just need one here. I think one's going to – they've set the tone a little bit. They've had a couple good chances against the netminder, but none have snuck in quite yet. But they also got to clear their defensive work here a little bit here. And that's something I think in the last 5.5 minutes here they're going to try to prevent and talk on in that small break between the second and third.
And I will say this, Caden, I feel like, despite the scoreboard, I feel like this Colonials defense actually was doing a pretty good job for most of this second period up until that goal.
Just that one miscue pretty much here in this latter half. Down low, circling away is Colette Janik. Works to go up high, goes through the defense. Vidmar shot comes in, hits off the stick of Bouchon. Bouchon sends that down low into the corner for O'Donnell to her backhand. Looks to go around Medved into the corner. Maurice picks it up for RMU. Forward for Plunkard. Stick comes flying in, Buckeyes. Can't keep in. Cecilia almost had that one a little bit out of her reach. That'll be no icing. Buckeyes are back there. Circling around her own net are the Buckeyes. Medved picks it up in her own blue line. Off the stick of Plunkard. Plunkard exits, now re-enters. Shot comes in, saved by Sip. Rebound couldn't be collected from the Colonials. And now here comes Ohio State. Working in here is McLaughlin. Shot goes wide off the stick of Vogel. Plunkard picks it up, sends it down. On net, avoids the icing. And RMU can get a couple of changes out of that one. That was the perfect scenario for that dump.
Yeah, and they needed it too. That line was on there for a good bit, Caden, and hopefully they can get one here by the end of the period to narrow the lead or the distance just a little bit. And more play down here, just not picked up by the referee.
LePage gets taken down to the ice. There goes another Colonial in front of the Ohio State bench. Working around, shot comes in. LePage blocks that one. Throws a hard hit into the wall against Abby Cox as those two exchange some pleasantries as they skate away. Looking to clear is Carroll off the skate of OJ. Gets it out of the zone as she gets taken down. Buckeyes are off sides, though, as LePage almost had a break off the skate there of the Buckeye defender, DeMarco. DeMarco chips that perfectly placed. Carroll looks to clear. Off the stick of Robinson. All the way down. No icing on that one. We got about 3 minutes to go here in the second period play. Buckeyes lead 4-0 in this divisional play between RMU and Ohio State. Buckeyes will pick this one up. They got some numbers if they hurry here. Trying to separate some space. Now they do. Drop passes on. Shot comes in. Rebound deflected off the stick of Deal. White goes behind the net. Blocked away as LePage throws the body in front of the net, taking down DeMarco. Other way comes Carroll. Fakes the clapper. Works out wide. Works her way in now. Shot comes. Sip makes the original save. Rolls behind the net. Carroll from out wide clappers that one. And we get a whistle here. And we'll get a penalty on Danielle Carroll, I think, here for the Colonials, or it will be on the Buckeyes.
I think it's going to be on the Buckeyes, Caden. Oh.
I couldn't tell. They pointed. But who would it be? I saw stuff happen both ways, but no one's going to the box. So who is it? They're saying it looks like the Buckeyes here because RMU has 5 skaters at center talking about something, but the referee is not assessed. Now someone will go. Okay, so we got Colette Janix in the box, I think. Is it a bench minor? Was it Toonie Men? No, wait, now Ashley Ingramson's in the box. Kind of confusing.
Yeah, just a little bit, Caden. And honestly, I think that's a good thing that Colette Janik wasn't in the box. She's listed as a defenseman, but really, if you watch her play, she's been very active down here in RMU's defensive territory and has really led the possession change, so to speak, for this Buckeye squad.
Oh, it was delay of game. Okay. It's maybe a hand on the puck. I'm not sure. It's hard to see from our angle what exactly happened, but RMU is going to get the power play rolling here.
Yeah, I would not be complaining if I was a Colonial right now.
Buckeyes will prevail on this attempt on the clear as they'll slowly skate up as Nicole DeMarco, the veteran forward, will put that right into the corner. Wearing the A this season is only a sophomore. Maurice holding on the brakes again, trying to find that perfect pass. Has it to Medved. Medved will carry this one up, stopping at center, makes the move, and now goes across off the wall to Cecilia. Colonials look to set up. Cecilia towards the net, blocker save. Medved fires towards the net of Cecilia, couldn't get the tip on. Maurice has to step down. Buckeyes will clear all the way down, and they're going to go for at least 2 changes here.
Caden, what I'm really seeing from this RMU squad is a lot of board play, so to speak. A lot of shots coming from the exterior, not so much the interior. Those good shots, those good quality shots are going to come in that center lane for this team. They got to look to do that if they want to cut down this lead.
Medved hops off. Carroll comes on. We got a minute to go, 30 seconds on the penalty. Through center, coming down is Plunkard. Couldn't hold the play on that one. Plunkard goes to the pickoff. She gets drilled behind the net. And that'll be called against the Buckeyes, and RMU will have a 5-on-3 for 21 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take what you can get. That most definitely was an interference penalty. Yeah, as I just mentioned, you got to take what you can get. This is a good possession here and a much-needed possession. Look, 4 goals, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
4 goals is a lot. However, momentum-wise, if you get one here 5-on-3 with 47 seconds left to go, 20 in the 5-on-3, that'd be huge. Going into, as you mentioned, short second to third. Not really an intermission. There really isn't one. Period.
Colette Janix, the one off the box, 2 for interference. Of course, Bill, the one that you said that shouldn't go to the box, ends up going anyway, and now body's tied up in front of the net. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Carroll goes up high to Maurice. Shot comes in, goes wide of the net. Looking for the deflection. Sip lays down and takes that one away. Philly, what did you see? I was watching the puck. What happened there?
Yeah, you saw me stick my hand out. It was more of a, what are we doing here? Because I think both players indicted that, collision, so to speak. So they're not going to call it on one or the other because, I'll be honest, they kind of both just laid there.
Yeah, no one really threw any punches. It was just kind of just laying on the ice.
Yeah, so, I mean, no effort to get back up and make a play. So they're just gonna let it roll, I guess.
That'll head off the netting here. Quick whistle, 21.5 to go. Is a nice wipeout from Ali Kaski. I don't know if we caught that on the camera or not. Kaski got hit by the board monster there and just went right down to the ice coming on.
Yep.
Tough look. I don't know if we saw it or not.
Hopefully, for her sake, hopefully not.
The live barn footage will catch it, and the Buckeyes are probably going to go find that footage too, because I saw a bunch of laughter coming from the bench over there. 10 seconds to go on this period of play of the second. Shook throws it towards the net. 5 seconds now. Maurice looks, fires towards the net. Rebound is there. Plunkard, another chance. Sip lays down and makes the stuff. Remarkable stuff from the Buckeye netminder at the end of this period. So we'll have a minute 13.
I want to focus on that last 5 seconds right there, Caden. I think if there was a chance for RMU to really get it going, I mean, that was it.
Mhm.
That was a great battle down there. Obviously, they couldn't really get it to go. But, yeah, we'll see what RMU can put together here as we're going to have a short stoppage.
So we're going to take a quick break here as the teams will get about a minute-ish to rest up. We'll take a minute to rest up. We'll be back with the third period of Buckeyes and Colonials. Third period of play is about to get underway here between the Buckeyes and Colonials. Caden McCrory alongside Billy DePew. 4-0 Ohio State. RMU got a power play for the next minute 13, though. What do you want to see out of this power play early on?
Well, I think it's pretty simple. A goal.
Yeah, that besides a goal.
Control.
Okay, I'll take that. Control is good.
No, but I think really those two things, it's just as simple as that. Power play, you need a goal, and with that goal, the whole minute 13, you need control. You need it in their zone. As we mentioned, we're starting to get a little bit deeper in this game, and this team, this Colonial squad, doesn't have a whole lot of depth in that defensive room. And if you want to come back and win this game, that defense kind of has to start playing some offense, and you don't really have, that much in the tank to really do all that. So it's imperative that they keep it in and they get some possession. And ultimately, the main thing is, of course, to tuck one in on Savannah Sipp, who has done a phenomenal job on every shot she's faced tonight against RMU.
They're going to elect to go with that Shook line with Cecilia and Plunkard, mixing up the D a little bit, Carroll and Maurice, to start off this power play rather than Maurice and Medved. Maurice going to go across here to Carroll, through the middle, off the skate of a Buckeye, and now into the corner. Looking for the clear. They got it off the stick of number 15, Sydney DeMarco. 50 seconds to go on the penalty. It's Janik, 2 for interference. Through the middle. That'll be all the way down. Is that enough for an icing? Whoa, very close. Oh, they will get it. I'm going to say that had the opportunity to go either way.
Yeah, it definitely was a 50-50 call. If I'm the ref, especially playing down, I would probably let that one go. But again, we're not in the stripes.
No, we're just behind the glass.
Thank God we're not in the stripes. I could never be a referee, man.
Just doing it for flag football and deck hockey.
Oh,
there's a huge hit by Maurice, and that one's not called. Saying referee's hard. I give them a lot of credit.
Yeah. And that one there kind of surprised me, just a little bit of cross-check on the back as well.
Yeah. Plunkard loses that one with the trailing Avery White coming back. White getting around one, takes down Plunkard hard into the ice. They're going around her. White throws that one into the corner, goes for the change. Another solid shift for number 12 in red. RMU looks to move the puck up. That'll go skyrocketing into the Buckeye bench. The coach luckily ducking out of the way of that dangerous chance.
Took almost a little pop on the top of his head on his beanie off.
It's a toque. It's hockey. We're going to call it a toque. Toque.
Okay, I'll add that to my
vocabulary.
My hockey whatever the word is.
Lingo,
Yeah, sure. Lingo is
the hockey lingo.
Hockey lingo, eh?
You're going to use the Canadian terms. We got to go with toque instead of beanie.
Hey, yabane.
I get yelled at all the time for calling it a toque outside of the rink. And they're like, that's a beanie. And I'm like, no, it's a toque.
No, it's a toque, eh?
Toque, eh? I hope there's no Canadians in Ohio.
Oh, they would.
And they may find it comical. I don't know, though.
Oh.
I'd hope so, at least. Power play is over for the Colonials. Not much given here in this third period for them. A chance in front. Deal locks that one down with a glove and makes the stop at 18:22 to go.
I'll tell you one thing, Caden, about the Canadians, and this is no shot at them, okay? I will never, ever put gravy on my French fries. It just won't happen. Listen, the concept is there. It sounds cool, but I will never put gravy on my French fries.
Do you think Canadians look at us Pittsburghers and say, I will never put French fries on my sandwich?
Well, I mean, they got a point, but that's something I will never not do. So,
French fries on the salad, French fries on the sandwich. I mean, I don't know what the New Jersey camera lady, Peyton Erst, thinks differently, but of course that's a Jersey lady. She doesn't know what she's talking about by any means at all. Hopefully, I don't know. The Buckeyes they might follow that tradition a little bit. It's kind of close to here, only a couple hour drive. Maybe. A shot on net here. Deal makes a nice initial save there on the backhand, taking that one away from the Buckeyes.
Yeah, just going back to the actual game here, Kane. Deal has has faced a lot of shots tonight, obviously, and has let up 4 goals. But I want to rephrase that and say that really she hasn't let up 4 goals. You know, she's played some phenomenal hockey tonight. Obviously, her first season here with this women's Colonial squad, I think she's doing a phenomenal job so far.
Really has only her 3rd regular season start. Had one preseason start against IUP. Did really well in that game as well as a shutout in preseason action. So technically, I guess her 4th collegiate game this season. Still really, really good stuff out of number 1 in white. Goaltending's been a strong suit for these Colonials last season, and it is again this season. It seems to be now rolling with a 3 rotation between her, Alexia Martinez, and Mackenzie Wilkowiak. Carroll down into the corner, loses that one off to Angramson. Looking for the clear. Skates this one up, goes through center. Maurice is there with the initial whack. Carroll down to retrieve that one. Sends it off the boards for Taylor Plunkett. Off her skate, leaves it off. Here comes Shook. Shook from way out wide, fires one off this chest of Sip and bounces out. That was a really good chance. Got a little bit maybe higher and a little wider. That had a chance of going right in.
Yeah, that had a little more lift onto it, Kane, a little more lift off to it as well. Definitely had an opportunity there. Sip, just a great save all in all.
Goes behind the net. Puck stuck, I believe, on the back of the net. Can anyone get this one out? Eventually comes forward to deal. She'll lay down and make the stop. It's really hard, and we do apologize with our camera angle. We cannot see much behind that net.
No, and this big freaking metal pole, which you guys have probably been dealing with us as well, has not also been our friend.
Yeah.
But hey, we got to deal with it to provide you guys with some RMU women's hockey.
Anytime we're on this rink, we have to deal with it. It's only our 2nd ever stream on this rink from this channel, at least. We had an Instagram Live one game. It didn't end up very well, but
I'm sure that was very interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting to say the least. It wasn't very good. But tonight and today last night and today were the 2 chances we've had to test out this Olympic rink to see how well we can actually provide a broadcast. And that's been awful. I think everything's set up pretty well. We're in our tight little corner here, but other than that pull and the off angle, I think it's done very well.
Yeah, we're like VIP over here, man. We got a lot. We got 2 sides strapped off. It's a total inconvenience for everybody else. They have to walk all the way around the rink to go to the other side. But, hey, they're going to have to live with it.
We have too many cords behind us that we do not need anyone trying to step on it.
Especially a hockey player. One sliced cord would just totally cut everything.
No, I mean everything.
It's like Christmas lights. You know, one little bulb goes out, everything goes out.
There was a kid yesterday that tried to do that. He ended up jumping over, so nothing got sliced. But man, oh man, I was panicking.
Yeah, we had a young man try to sneak in right behind our angle, the camera that faces us, and I kind of gave him a look, and I was like, nah, bro, don't even try it.
Here come the Buckeyes now looking to take this one up ice. Taken away there off the stick of Cecilia. Cecilia working down. Stick comes flying in from Riley Robinson. Looks for the clear. She got it, but past her teammates with Maurice coming off the bench. Throws it over to Danielle Carroll. Circles away with this one. Carroll poked off. Works their way to center. Looking for the clear. They got it as the Buckeyes will just send that into the corner off the stick of Sydney DeMarco. McLaughlin throws that one down. Whitaker leaves it off for Maurice. Hard around the wall to Plunkett. Plunkett has some speed. Gets taken down hard into the wall, shoulder first, and she's a little slow to get up after that one. Those collisions, shoulder first, are not very kind to the body, as we saw with Jack Hughes last night in New Jersey.
Yeah, no, the boards do just as much damage to the body as another human does. They are very unforgiving, Caden.
Plunkett right to the bench and is going to go take a seat to try to knock that one off. Another Colonial goes down as Shook goes crashing towards the Buckeye bench. Angramson up the wall to White. Provides the screen, Colonial's in the way. Carroll couldn't provide it. Shook just pokes that one in, has the center line, avoids the icing. Robinson looks to clear around. Goes through center. Off the stick of McLaughlin. Out wide to White. Over to McLaughlin. Perfect feed blocked away by Maurice. In the lane, eating those pucks, and then makes a hit along the wall. She's been throwing her body around a lot in this third period here, Bill. She loves the physical game.
Yeah, and that's just the name of her game, is just physicality. But unfortunately, you need a little more than just physicality to have a chance to come back and even stay close in this hockey game.
Sometimes I wish Maurice was a forward because she was on forward. Man, I think her goal totals would probably triple, but I also think the goals against might go up a little bit as well.
Might go up just a little bit, yeah.
Buckeyes working back. Changes for both teams respectively. Colette Janik took a penalty in this game already. Almost 2 if you want to count the delay of game that she almost served. 12:50 to go in this third period. 4-0 Buckeyes. Janik plays that one over. Off the stick of the captain, Ali Caskey. Caskey works her way back. Puts one towards the net, diving Colonial. Whitaker shoves it towards the wall. Had a chance to take it. I'm not sure why she went to the off the boards pass. I think she got some room there, Billy.
Yeah, you know, we can't go in the mind of some of these players. Obviously, what she thought was best, and ultimately it is sort of panning out as Colonials now have possession down in on the Buckeyes end.
Almost seemed like just a panic move, maybe just to get off the ice, because immediately after that she went right to the bench. So you just to get the change. If that, I understand way more, but you know, open room, you're down 4-0, try to provide a little offense. Maybe take it. Especially why not? They're not gonna bench you. No one to play.
No, they are not.
Unless you really do something wrong. But there's gonna be a penalty against the Buckeyes. That's gonna be a hook, as Deal will have to make her way off the ice here. Here comes Shook, sends it into the corner. And that'll be an easy touch-up for Janik. All right, thought it was it not a penalty? Wow, I thought they were gonna call a hook there.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of put his hand up. I saw him put his hand up, and then he kind of just, you know, put it back down. I know I saw the referee put it. I believe that is Carl is his name. He put his hand up, and then he just put it back down. I thought that was a penalty for sure, but to no avail.
The Colonial bench is up in arms about it. They thought the same that we did, so I know we're not alone in this thought theory that there was possibility of a penalty. Plunkered. Shot goes wide. LePage skating down. LePage taken down to the ice. Out with it come the Buckeyes. Shook getting back. Shook makes the hit. Nice body check there from 3 and white. Picked up now. Way out shot there by Plunkard. Goes wide of the net. A sip. Danielle Carroll down to chase it. McCausland behind the net. Rolls with it. Off the wall. To the point. Kept alive. Rolling puck. Maurice tried to split the traffic there on that shot. Buckeyes defend. Maurice keeps it in. Puck rolling on the blue line now. Eventually escapes. And here come the Buckeyes the other way. But they're just going to throw that easily on net. Nice, easy stop to pad the stats there for Alyssa Deal. Turned over. Trying to go through center. No Colonials in the vicinity of that one. And the Buckeyes have a little bit of time to reset. Angrimson through the middle to Vidmar. Skating through center. Lucy Vidmar. Turns that one up high. McLaughlin. Down low to Vidmar. Vogel picks it off for the Colonials. Takes down Vidmar in the process. No call there. Looking to chip. It does go. Whitaker tries to get there. Buckeye defense closes off that one.
Yeah, but Caden, as I mentioned, you've seen it more and more. This Buckeyes defense is just starting to play a little bit deeper, especially with one defender, because really their entire game and their entire MO for this Colonials team is just simply dump and chase. And to an extent, they have gotten some success on it. That's going to be a no ice call there. And they're going to keep it in.
Medved, nice work there. Keeps that one in for the Colonials. Into the corner, Angrimson tries to throw that one around. OJ in the lane, in front for Whitaker, and pokes that one underneath the bar. Haley Whitaker breaks the deadlock for the Colonials. Their first of the game, finally, to make it 4-1.
Yeah, that was a big one there, Caden. You know, regardless of what the outcome of this game is, what the score ends up being, that was a big one. I believe, Caden, correct me if I'm wrong, that was Haley Whitaker's first goal on the year.
It is. That is correct.
She does have 2 assists, but she can't add one on the assist column as it's a goal, and now it's 4-1, and they cut the lead to 3, the Colonials do.
That was a great job. Whitaker picks off that pass in front and just puts that right underneath the bar, and that makes up for the almost breakaway chance that she elected to pass on to go take a breather on the bench to just finally get the Colonials going, break the shutout for a sip. Behind the net, the Buckeyes. go to pick it up. Kaylee OJ is going to get the primary assist and the lone assist on that one, the freshman out of North Carolina.
And you know, Kaden, going back to that goal, that's what I want to see going forward, not only just this game, but for the rest of the season for this squad is more internal play, more inside opportunity, as we might have one here.
Plunkett from way out takes another knuckler that goes wide of the net. They want this long shot, and I think just to provide traffic in front, but just doesn't seem to be working out from this out far range.
And it's not working because there's not enough people in to actually make that happen, Kaden, and that's where their issues are they're running into is just simply the fact that they don't have the numbers on the other end.
Maurice, Aaron pass goes to Plunkett. She's going to fire from way out wide again, but Sip has plenty of time to release that back into the wild off to her own teammates.
And there it is again, Kaden, just that deeper shot. You know, it's not saying that those shots are bad. It's just simply the fact that you don't have anybody there for a rebound or for a possession hold down there in the Buckeyes' own end.
Whitaker with the whack on that one, holds. Throws that off the wall. Getting back are the Buckeyes and Janik. Gives that one off to McCausland. Through the middle, rolling puck, down to retrieve. The Buckeyes looking to set up, making some changes behind the play, dangling down Vidmar's attempt, blocked away. LePage attempts to get back, shot rolls off the stick of Vidmar and wide. Carroll looks to clear. It will exit the zone off a bouncing puck. Vidmar, Buckeyes, touch up Sydney DeMarco. Offsides on that one. We got 7:13 to go. 3-score game. It's not completely out of question where the Colonials could make a small comeback in this one.
Yeah, just going back to those shot opportunities, Kaden, you know, the shots, they get off the ice, you know, they're there. But really, like, what I want to see is all three attackers, and at this point, even a defender, possibly go up and make a play down there, as there was an opportunity presented itself for, I believe that was Aaron Cecilia.
Plunkett had a good chance trying to go for Aaron Cecilia out wide, as you mentioned, Bill. Just a little too far out of the reach, but I love the setup. That setup was perfect. If they can just finish that.
Absolutely, one in front of the net and a shot on net. I mean, rebound control. That's really just what you want to see from their offense, and it really hasn't gotten going. But you've seen flashes of it, as must have been a little dig in the ice there for, I believe that was Abby Cox.
Yeah, it looks like the Ice Monster claims another victim on that one as Cox takes a tumble to the ice on that one. She's going to go retrieve that puck and probably make her way off the ice after that, I'd assume. Never fun when the Ice Monster plays victims to some players.
Nope, and especially when the ice is as
bad.
Yeah, as bad as it is right now without the intermission between the second and third for those of you who missed that part.
And I think did Aaron Cecilia want to go play for the Buckeyes for a second there? I don't know what happened. Now it looks like a Buckeye without a skate blade trying to get on the bench. Or maybe another issue. And now Shook with a little bit of jabbing with Nicole DeMarco. A lot happened there in about that 15. There goes Plunker taking some on the ice. That'll be a Colonial penalty on that one. Shot from out wide. Rebound is their deal at the second stop. Plunkard will take a seat. There is a lot of hacking and whacking from both sides. I mean, Cecilia almost ended up in the Buckeye bench. A Buckeye was down. And now a penalty.
Yeah,
and it's not a skate. It's an actual injury.
I believe there's also a Buckeye in distress over there.
So after Cecilia almost went into the Buckeye bench, there was a Buckeye down in front of the far door. I couldn't tell if it was an injury or if it was a skate issue because she was on one knee trying to push herself off. But they're sending the medic back into the penalty box, so it seems to be okay. Still uncertain of whether it was an injury or a equipment issue. But regardless, Plunkard's going to take a seat 2 for, I'm assuming, interference on that one.
And this is a bad one, obviously, because of the penalty. I mean, you're down a person, on the ice. But Plunkard has been really a bright spot for this Colonials attack, so to speak, because her aggression down on the other end has really flashed here and there.
Buckeyes power play looks to get something going. Hasn't scored on the power play yet tonight. Looks to change that, and they do. Off the stick in front is Nicole DeMarco, her second of the game, 12th on the season, and that'll make it 5-1 Buckeyes.
Yep, I mean, that's just the result of having one less person on the ice. You know, you can tell that this defensive unit for the Colonials is starting to get a little bit gassed. They have been, and that's all really showing right now as DeMarco tucks her second in, her 12th goal on the year, as that lead is going to go back up to 4. It's 5-1 Buckeyes.
5:25 to go in this period of play. Was thinking, despite the penalty, and that was enough time to put in a couple. Now it looks to be a little further out of range for the Colonials, almost averaging about a goal a minute here moving forward if they want to get back in this one.
Yeah, just about, Caden. You know, I think when you think about times like this, you know, obviously this game is pretty much out of reach. I hate to be the Debbie Downer, but really you can really carry momentum from game to game when you see stuff happen. So yes, this game might be over, but it's uberly important that this RMU squad still gets something going here with 4:53 left to go.
Icing against the Buckeyes on that one. They're going to roll this one all the way down. And this is, I think, a crucial face-off if you want to talk about maybe some points in the rest of this game where the Colonials might want to focus on. And they're going to roll with this unit again. Cecilia, Plunkard, and Shook, where they're going to try to do that same drop play. And I want to see if they elect to go to this again.
Absolutely, Caden.
Close.
Applying pressure in front of the net is going to be crucial moving forward for this RMU attack.
Plunkard sends that one into the corner. They're going to roll this around. Cecilia waiting up high. Shook the one to chase. Sends it around. Into the corner this will go Medved. First one back for the Colonials. Up the wall to Plunkard. Hits off a weird bounce of the wall there. Buckeyes will keep that one in their own zone. Kasky. Looking with this one's going to hold. Looks to go down low. Vogel with the initial block. Down in the corner. Cecilia reaches for it. To the blue line. Vidmar keeps it alive for the Buckeyes. Couple changes for them behind the play. Vogel stretch past to Cecilia. Couldn't hold. Buckeyes offside. They have to touch up now. 4 minutes to go in the third period. Plunkard couldn't get a hold of it. Buckeyes shovel towards the net. Chance comes in for Vidmar. Bouncing puck taken away. And it'll be a hand pass on, I believe, either Vidmar or Medved. I'm not sure who got the last swipe on that puck.
Yeah, as you mentioned before, Caden, our angles
Medved.
down here are not the greatest. So I believe, did you say Medved?
Yeah, Medved had it.
Yeah.
So RMU hand pass.
Yeah.
Medved will collect this off the draw. Sends it hard along the wall to Cecilia. Tied up puck as those two jab away as they skate this one down. Looking to clear it out are the Buckeyes. Plunkard applies the pressure. 3 Colonials back. Shook going for the distance hit. Couldn't get that one. Carroll sends it through the middle all the way down. Cecilia cherry picking, almost had a shot there. Rolling puck bounces high over the stick of Deal. Cecilia throws it into the corner, blocked away. Up high. Sends it around. Maurice. Huge hit there from Plunkard to the back. Carroll now providing some as well. I wonder if you think his last 3 minutes, Bill, this physicality takes a little bit of ramp up, maybe a little frustration from the Colonials.
Yeah, I mean, in all sports, you really do see that a lot. Is there's some play down there. You see that a lot. Just frustration boils over when you're giving it your all and it's just not going your way, and that's really how been the story for this Colonial squad. We'll see how they can finish this game off here.
Plunkard got to wipe that snow off her chest. There's a lot of it from that play there. Here's Danielle Carroll working in, fires one from out wide. Pad save there by Sip. Good a chance for number 20 in white. And it's for Carroll. She only started skating with the team, I think, this week. So, not pretty much skating or doing much hockey at all until, from March of last year now till today, or pretty much this week. It's a big turnaround to have that much time off, not really much practice whatsoever with, the team that you played with last season. And honestly, I thought a very solid showing for her tonight.
Yeah, and, I think that's a story for a lot of the players is, we're a few games in, and now about to be more than a few games in. But I think it's just going to take momentum for some teams as we got a little bit of a pile up over here.
LePage is on her back trying to swat at this puck as there's 3 Buckeyes surrounding her. And she was almost like swimming, doing some Michael Phelps action along the bench there.
Yeah, except you know the water's frozen.
Yeah,
over
you're
there,
not
so-
gonna move. That's the only problem.
No.
Pad stop there from Dio from the shot from Abby Cox.
I will say this though, you know, we didn't see the Zamboni come out. There might be some leftover snow, maybe make a nice little snow angel.
Yeah, well, just pile up all that snow from the goal crease, put it into the corner, do a little snowbank snowball fight afterwards, clear the anger, just a full sail snowball fight after. I'm not opposed to that.
I wouldn't be opposed to running on the ice and doing that either.
Got some gloves. Shot from Whitaker, holding. Plays it down low to OJ. Puck couldn't get through. Buckeyes pick it off. We